Hey everyone! So today we're going to learn about types of numbers. So we're going to learn about the different categories that numbers fall into and why they fall into those categories. The first category of numbers is called the real numbers, and they represent real values. This can take the form of whole numbers, integers, or even prime numbers. For example, your age is a real number. It represents how old you are. And although this may seem like a silly concept, there is such a thing as imaginary numbers, which are numbers that aren't real, essentially. There are also these things called natural numbers or counting numbers. These are numbers that you can count. They're numbers you use to count items. For example, you have 1, 2, 3 El Machos. They can also be used to, represent money, temperature, and time. However, natural numbers exclude the value of 0, but otherwise they include all numbers from 1 to infinity. Next, there is whole numbers, which are basically like natural numbers except they include the value of 0. Natural numbers are also used to, whole numbers are used to count whole values, so no fractions or decimals in this group. Next, we have integers, which include all negative and positive numbers, as well as 0, from negative infinity to positive infinity. However, these still only include whole numbers, so still no fractions or decimals. However, we use both sides of the number line. Next, there are rational numbers. These numbers can be written as a fraction, where a and b are integers. Now, because of this, rational numbers either terminate, so end in some number, or they repeat forever in a predictable pattern. This sign right here, this little bar over the numbers, means that whatever is under the bar is repeated forever. In contrast to that, you have irrational numbers. These are numbers that cannot be written as a fraction, so they go on in some unpredictable pattern. Pi is a famous example of this, as it goes 3.141559, blah blah blah. And next, there are prime numbers, and prime numbers are numbers whose only factors are 1 and themselves. So, for example, 7 is a prime number because its only two factors are 1 and itself. They multiply to give you the product of 7. These are the only two numbers that 7 can be evenly divided by. Next, you have composite numbers, which are not prime numbers. They have more factors than 1 and themselves. For example, 6 is a composite number because it has factors of 1, 2, 3, and 6. Finally, we have complex or imaginary numbers, and these include the use of the imaginary number I, but we won't get into that today.